Hi, everybody. My name's Scott Troutt. I'm running for Circuit Judge in the 2nd Judicial District, Division 7. So my opponent will be Mary Broadway. And if I look a little bit tired, it is because I am. I have been working since 8 o'clock this morning. I have been in court between about 9:30 and about 3:30. I am a practicing and working attorney. Whenever I got done with law school, I spent a little bit of time down in Little Rock, worked for another guy. I'll be frank, I didn't really care for having a boss. It was a thing. And so I came back up here and I started my own firm. And I did that with a line of credit from the bank for $10,000. And within 1 month, I was profitable, and within about 6 months, I was doing pretty well, and that's gone on for the last roughly 8 years. I am a working attorney. I filed hundreds of cases over this time in a litany of different areas. I practice an awful lot in domestic relations, practice an awful lot in real estate, and I practice an awful lot in criminal and probate. I think maybe the elephant in the room, if you'll pardon the expression there, is where we stand on. Everybody discusses the concept of judicial conservatism and everything. I can state definitively, as I am standing here, that I am a judicial conservative, and here is how. I'm not going to be sitting on that bench I'm not going to be there to legislate. I have no intent to do so. We have excellent legislators here today. That's not what I need to do. I'm there to apply the law the way that it is written by the legislators. As far as how those laws need to be written, that's somebody else's business. I'm here strictly to apply them. And I'm also here to treat the people who come before me equally. And I'm not just talking about one's race, religion, or creed, or anything to that effect. I'm also talking about people's personal viewpoints. If there's an analogy that I can make, there was a gentleman, he was a client of mine, and the story he told, this was from elsewhere, was that he mentioned, and I don't know why you would do this, just because I don't know how it would come up, but he mentioned that on the stand, he said that he was a Trump supporter, and a judge rolled their eyes at him. And from that point forward, he did not believe in the judicial system. Just outright. That absolutely should not happen. People should be treated equally. They should be treated fairly according to the way the law is written, not according to what they happen to believe in these respects. That's not what we're there for. I also want to make the court more efficient. There are cases out there that have been sitting around, especially in the criminal court. I've got one myself. It's been pending since 2016. Why? There's a lot of reasons for that one. We've had some turnover for the prosecutors and everything, but that really shouldn't happen. And I have some ideas to make it to where some of these cases will move a little faster, to where we can give a little bit of definitiveness to clients through scheduling orders, for example. We can put timelines on these cases, and we can allow people to at least have some sense that eventually their case is going to be over. These are just some of the ideas that I have. And I look very much forward to talking to everybody here. I very much do, because one of the biggest things that I want to do while I'm out on the campaign trail is hear from other people, because I don't know what's best all the time. I'm never going to say that I do. And so I'm going to want to hear from people what exactly is important to them. I guarantee that almost everybody in this room, either themselves or one of their family members, has been in front of a court. Maybe not for criminal, hopefully not for criminal, But they've been in front of the court because of domestic relations or something to that effect. There's a lot of things that occur in a court that can affect a family, or they can affect an individual. At the very least, the two things that happen to everybody is death and taxes, and so there's going to be issues with probate for almost everybody. And some of the worst cases I've ever had have been probate cases. They are nightmares. And I want to look at how we can make that process a little bit more logical, not just for attorneys, frankly, but for clients. And most of all, I want to make sure that everybody who comes in front of the court doesn't feel like they're being talked down to, doesn't feel like they're being abused. This can happen from time to time, and I just don't want to see that. I'm going to be sentencing people to jail. Invariably, I'm going to be ruining some people's lives. But at the very least, I would like to have them not feel as though I did it because I hate them. And sometimes that's how people can feel. That's very unfortunate. I will give just a quick moment of background because I've got way too far into the weeds on kind of what I'm thinking in the race itself. My name is, again, Scott Troutt. My father's Bob. Several of you, I'm sure, know my dad, or my grandfather, John. He was the owner of the Jonesboro Sun all the way up until 2001. We sold it. He unfortunately passed in July of 2000, and gosh, it's been over a year and a half now. He was a wonderful man, and I will tell you, full disclosure, I'm not sure that he agreed with anybody here. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that. But what he did do, what I heard from everybody that ever dealt with him, conservative, liberal, something in between, was that he was somebody who could be respected, who would actually listen to you, who would actually, he didn't treat you horribly or differently because you had one ideology or another. I want to bring that to the circuit court, and I would very much appreciate your support and your vote on May 3rd. And by the way, early voting starts on February 18th, so I'd very much appreciate it. Thank you all.